Hi, I'm Chanyi Pong. I'm currently majoring finance and economics. In this video, I'll be summarizing what I did for the trading period. But before we start, I'll be discussing what is the contract for differences, CFD, and the risks that will be faced while trading CFD. This is a contract between buyer and seller where both act as a party, whereby the seller cash settlement will be transferred to the buyer based on the changes from the initial value of the underlying asset. Now, the disadvantages of trading a CFD is the risks that will be faced. The risks are included market risk, liquidity risk, and also counterparty risk. Market risk is where investors will experience losses due to factors like stock prices, inflation, currencies, and commodities. These are the factors that can affect the overall performance of the financial market. While liquidity risk is the risk that investors may be unable to meet short-term financial demands. Lastly, counterparty risk, which is also known as default risk, is the risk to each party of a contract that the counterparty will not live up to its contractual obligations. And now I'll be talking about the trades that I've traded in this period. Now the first, I will be talking about the commodity, which is oil. Both fundamental analysis and technical analysis were done in order to determine the price direction. First, I'll talk about the fundamental analysis that I've done. On 9th of May, Donald Trump decided to leave the Iran nuclear deal and implement a sanction against them. As for technical analysis, indicators such as moving average and stochastic line were used. Moving average indicates the trend line of the price, whether it will be bullish or bearish. Now, based on the graph we're given, if the shorter period MA intersects through the longer period from below, it indicates that the price trend will be bullish. On 9th May, it is shown that the shorter period MA red intersect through the long period MA blue, so therefore it will be an upward trend. In the end, I had long a position for the commodity oil, which I had gained a profit. Second, I had traded in the foreign exchange market, which I traded US dollars against Japanese yen. In the fundamental perspective, on 9th May, the US dollar rise slightly against the Japanese yen as the value of bullish on the section Iran will face, which increased the yield of US. Based on the graph technically, the moving average indicates that there will be a bullish trend. As a result, I have buy that the US dollars will go up against Japanese yen, as both fundamental analysis and technical analysis indicates that the price will go up. Next, it will be index, where I traded US Tech, which is also known as Nasdaq. According to the news I rely on, the energy prices increases and Dow Jones Industrial Average is having a bullish trend soon by analyzing a technical indicator, whereas after the United States walks away from the Iran nuclear deal. And so I made a mistake, which is a loss of 13,000 was attended with a closing value of 6,947.15. In the end, I found out what was my mistake. As energy price such as oil, gas, and petroleum increases, it tends to bring up inflation and reduce the growth of the economy. And so if the price of crude oil increases, the cost of goods and services will increase. It also means that the supplies of goods and services will be depressed. In other words, the profit gain will probably decrease as the cost of production increases, and it can bring down the performance of the companies in the United States. To take everything into account, I should have sell it instead of buy it. As for the last trade, it will be Apple shares. For the fundamental factor, Apple reports its second quarter results, which stated on 1st May, Apple reported that the revenue went up 16% and 30% for the earnings per shares. Other than that, Apple's board directors have decided to top up 1 trillion shares with purchase authorization and a 16% increase in dividends. While on 4th of May, the market was told that Warren Buffett had purchased approximately 75 million of Apple shares, whereas Warren Buffett is a well-known investor. As a result, his endorsement makes significant effects on the Apple share, which increased 4% higher, as this endorsement gains confidence to the investors. According to the graph, the shorter period MA red intersects through the longer period MA blue from below, so now it indicates that the price trend will be bullish. In the end, I have gained a profit approximately 8,300 by buying the position. As a conclusion, after all the trading sessions, I found that the contract of difference is not a set and forget investment because of the risk that we'll be facing while trading CFDs. So I recommend that it is best to know your target and set it at a maximum and a minimum target.